This massive structure I'm standing in here, earth structure, is described as a Motte and Bailey castle, built shortly after the Norman invasion. I think it said on a plaque over there it was built by Bishop Odo, who was the half-brother of William the First, who came to England. I think this is meant to be the motte. You can see how high up it is. There's a water source down there as well. This part here is roughly circular. There's not much of a ditch that separates it from the other part out there, which is the Bailey, I imagine. But this bit here is quite high up. Might not have been this bit might not have been a motte. Could have been a ringwork. A ringwork and a Bailey rather than a motte, because it is roughly circular. Difference between a motte really is a motte is just a large earth mound surrounded by a ditch, usually with some sort of a tower on top, a palisade round it maybe, and a ringwork is normally slightly flatter but of a wider area. You can see there is wet moat there. There's evidence of some stone underneath there. There are a couple of... This is owned by English Heritage. It's free to visit. It's basically a little park. There is a football pitch in the middle of it, but it doesn't look like it's been used lately. Certainly the grass hasn't been cut. I did come here about nearly 30 years ago now, and there was a football pitch in the middle then. As you can see, these banks are really high. Looking out over the surrounding countryside. That would have been quite hard to get in here. Over that moat there, wet moat, and up these steep banks. It all depends on how many soldiers you would have had in a place like this to help defend it. It's getting very windy at this point. I'm not going to walk around all the banks. This is a massive place. It's getting a bit late. This is my last castle of the day. As you can see, this part is a very, very large Bailey. You could fit a small town in here. I don't know if it had a small town in here. Very likely. You can see there is a ditch, although it's probably been filled in, separating these two areas. And there is an information board here. We'll have a quick look at that, see what it says. A few dog walkers around. Deddington Castle. Earthen banks in front of you is all that's left of the inner Bailey of the castle. Five main phases of construction. An outer Bailey is behind me, the inner Bailey is in front of me, so this would have been a Bailey. They did have stonework by the look of it, although there's no evidence of a motte by the look of it. Oh, there was a mound, but it says it's destroyed, so that could be where we are there in front of us. So that's an outer Bailey, which is very, very large. And that's the inner Bailey. And there was a mound, so that was probably a motte. That's probably down that end. Free to visit. Very large place. Well worth a visit, Deddington Castle.